out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house.
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yap, 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 yap. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap. It's embarrassing. Yap, 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 yap. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Nah, that game is not over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment, better known as JM&E, and broadcasting live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV, BS3 TV, and the good folks over there, bless us to be able to broadcast on Roku TV, and we greatly appreciate that. Unfortunately, it's with great sadness and true sincere prayers for Chris Gardner and his family. His mother passed away this morning, right after 10 o'clock. So y'all know Chris Gardner is always with me, or typically with me on Thursdays for Throwback Thursday. A very good brother. And, you know, he shared the struggle with his mother's health challenge with us all throughout. But she did pass away this morning at a little bit after 10 o'clock. So please sincerely keep Chris Gardner, his sister, his family in your true thoughts and prayers. All right. We're going to kind of keep it, I don't say at a minimum, but we're, you know, my heart is with my brother. My heart is with my brother. Okay. All right. It's Winning Wednesday. It's Winning Wednesday. And the question of the day is, who's going to win tomorrow night? Who's going to win tomorrow night? NBA Game 6 Finals. Golden State up 3. Boston only has 2 wins in the series. If Golden State wins, it's over. If Boston wins, they force a winner-take-all Game 7 back in Oakland. But again, the question is, who wins? As I was driving in, I was just thinking about another question as well. Is Golden State the best team in the West? Was Golden State the best team in the West this year? I know people are like, well, in the playoffs, obviously they are. They're in the finals. But I want to kind of propose that sometimes the team that gets to the NBA Finals, sometimes the team that wins the NBA Finals is not the best team from that season or the best team in their conference. You know, sometimes they catch other teams at the right time. You know, Golden State definitely caught a Memphis Grizzlies team when they were not 100%. Golden State definitely caught a Phoenix Suns team when they were not 100%. So is Golden State the best team in the West? And if they win it all, will they be the best team in the NBA this year? I'm not trying to, be deep, and I'm not trying to, be provocative. I just, as I thought about it, I can't honestly say Golden State was the team that, hands down clearly was the best team in the West. And they definitely weren't the best team for me in the NBA. But, you know, of course, if they win tomorrow night, they win yet another NBA championship, and that speaks for itself. But is Golden State the best team in the West? Is Golden State the best team in the NBA? And by that same token, is Boston the best team in the East? And if they win it all, will you consider Boston to have been the best team in the NBA this season? Again, I can't say yes about either of them. Boston had the best defense in the NBA. It's not looking like it right now. It's not looking like their defense is good enough to contain the Golden State Warriors. So, just a question. Why don't y'all hit me up with that? You can text me 832-403-5005, 832-403-5005, or you can email me, aj@jonesmediaandent.com. aj@jonesmediaandent.com. Were the Golden State Warriors the best team in the West this year? Were the Boston Celtics the best team in the East this year? And when and if they win it all, will you consider them the best team in the NBA this year? Again, I get it, playoffs and all that, but if you look at the totality of the entire season, can you honestly say that you felt like Golden State was the best team in the West? Can you honestly say that the Boston Celtics were the best team in the East, and therefore they are the best teams in the NBA should they win the NBA championship? I wonder about that sometime. I'm going to talk about it cross sports. When the Baltimore Ravens with Ray Lewis won the Super Bowl, their defense was number one. Their team, dominated all throughout the season. To me, when they won that Super Bowl, what was it? I forget what it was, but anyway, they were clearly the best team to me. New England, there have been times when they won the Super Bowl. I'm surprised they didn't win it that year with Randy Moss when they were killing everybody in scoring, and Tom Brady had thrown for 50 touchdowns and all that. I'm surprised they didn't win it that year, but if they had, they would have been clearly wire to wire the best team in the league from that standpoint. Last season, when Atlanta won the World Series, they to me were not the best team in baseball all season long. I mean, they did what they needed to do to win the World Series against an Astros team that, was not 100%. But at the bottom line is you got to win against who you play, and you got to win the games that matter, especially during the playoffs. But can you honestly say they were the best team in baseball? The Tampa Bay Lightning got a little dynasty going on. Was this their third Stanley Cup Finals in a row? They won the last two Stanley Cup Finals. Are they the best team in hockey? Are they the best team in hockey? So, again, Golden State, are they the best team in the West? Are they the best team in basketball? Boston, are they the best team in the East? Are they the best team in basketball? Should they win it all? And give me your team that for you was clearly, without a doubt, the best team from wire to wire, from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. Any sport, that was the best team to you, bar none. Because I'll tell you, there are some best teams that didn't win it all. I'll talk about that New England Patriot team. What they go 18-0, and then they lost that final game. Best team in football, but the New York Giants won the Super Bowl. New England was the best team in football, but the New York Giants won the Super Bowl. So that's the question today. Those are the questions today. Hit me up 832-403-5005, 832-403-5005. It's Winning Wednesday. We'll be right back right after this, after a word from our sponsor.
Hey everybody, we have an announcement to make.
We sold out. We told you we were gonna sell out, and you missed it. It's your fault. It's your fault.
We are officially sold out.
Sold out.
Sold out.
How long I been saying it? How long I been saying it? We finna sell out. We said, hey, I'm watching. It happened. We sold out.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment, and broadcasting live on Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. It's our winning Wednesday edition of the lunch break. Ben Sutter III, what's up, Mr. BS3? He said, what the Tampa Bay Lightning are doing, what they're doing is amazing. It is. You know, in hockey, you know, they definitely got a mini dynasty going on. I like it. A couple of people have texted me to give me their thoughts. AJ, no, I definitely don't think Golden State was the best team in the West this year. That would have been the Phoenix Suns or Memphis Grizzlies. They were the ones that were dominant all season long. Let's see, 803-587. AJ, I definitely don't think that the Boston Celtics were the best team in the East, but the East, to me, was better than the West this year. That's an interesting take because Chris and I talked about that. And again, we're continuing to keep Chris Gardner in our prayers on the passing of his mother this morning. But that's the thing that Chris and I talked about often this year, that the East was, more competitive this year than the West. And it's normally the West that is more competitive than the East, but the East was more competitive than the West. And here we are on the eve of the game 6, that could crown another Western Conference champion, a champion from the West. And again, that champion could be the Golden State Warriors. So it's just funny how the whole year plays out. You know, a lot of folks don't think that the regular season matters, and then a lot of folks want to hang all the weight on the postseason. But to me, it all plays together. And I don't think that they need to have a separate championship, a regular season champ, and then a postseason champ. But I can clearly agree with this, that the East was better, more competitive than the West. In fact, let me look and see if I can. Let me see if I can still look at the standings from the East versus the West. There we go. So yeah, in the East, the Miami Heat were 53-29. In the West, Phoenix Suns were 64-18. Second place team in the East was Boston at 51-31. Second place in the West, again, Grizzlies, 56 and 26. Let me go down to the bottom. The number 10 team in the East was the Charlotte Hornets. They were 43 and 39. The number 10 team in the West was 34 and 48. 34 and 48. So the East this year was more competitive than the West. And I can honestly say I forgot that Phoenix won 64 games this year. Won 64 games this year. I remember a season when the Houston Rockets won 65 games and was the number 1 seed in the West. And guess what? They lost to the Golden State Warriors, who went on to win the title. So, no, Golden State, did Golden State win that championship? Yeah, they won that title that year. That was the year that Chris Paul missed games 6 and 7. And the Rockets ended up getting eliminated in the Western Conference Finals. So I think it's a good argument. I think it's a good discussion. You know, even though a team wins a championship, were they the best team in that sport? Were they the best team? They're crowned the best team because of their victory during the playoffs. But, you know, we can look at that and see clearly the Phoenix Suns were the best team at 64 and 18. We just go by, record. And then the number 2 team would have been Memphis. At 56 and 26. Number 3 would have been Miami at 53 and 29. The Warriors would have tied at 53 and 29. And then it breaks down from there. This breaks down from there. So very interesting. Very interesting. Also interesting is that Steph Curry, for the first time in 132 playoff games, did not have a three-pointer in game number 5. Did not have a three-pointer. One of the journalists out there said that bodes well for the Golden State Warriors because they now see that they can win without Steph going off from 3. I think that's a little bit, of a rudimentary approach, a rudimentary view. Steph didn't hit a 3. The team did win without him hitting a 3, but Boston sure donated a lot of bad play, bad shots, being cold, turning the ball over, not executing, not hitting from the free throw line. Boston did a lot of that in game 5. Not saying that Boston beat themselves, but Boston helped Golden State win without Steph Curry hitting a 3. Boston would love to have another opportunity to play the Golden State Warriors without Steph Curry hitting 3s. I know they would. I know that they feel like they blew a perfect opportunity to beat Golden State while they were, not Golden State. So I expect Steph to go off tomorrow. And I've said it, Jason Tatum has got to play the best game of these finals tomorrow night. He's got to. They need what they need out of Brown. They need what they need to get what they can get out of Smart and out of, the Williamses and others. But they got to have Tatum. Tatum has got to go off. He's got to go off. Ben Sutter III, I see this coming back to San Francisco. Well, the experts agree with you. The experts have Boston as a 4-point favorite tomorrow night at 8 o'clock in Boston. But I got to be honest, the Golden State Warriors are talking a little Mad Cash noise. Steve Kerr, I'm not mad at him, said, hey, we're going to wrap it up in Boston. We're going to get it done in Beantown. Klay Thompson says, I have never been happier or looked forward to going to Boston more than he's looking forward to being there Thursday night. I mean, it's light shade, but it's shade. It's shade, no pun intended, light shade, no pun intended. It's definitely shade. So it'll be interesting. Will Boston find something to motivate them to play the kind of defense that we know that they can play and get more offensively without the turnovers? And they got to hit free throws. You can't go to the line and miss 2 straight. You cannot do that. You can't do that. You got to hit 70% or better. Let me be a little tougher. You got to hit 75% or better from the free throw line in the NBA Finals to have a chance to win and have that not hurt you. All right, we'll take another break. We'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and
Hey
Entertainment.
everybody, we have an announcement to make.
We sold out. We told you we were gonna sell out, and you missed it. It's your fault. It's your fault.
We are officially sold out.
Sold out.
Sold out.
How long I been saying it? How long I been saying it? We finna sell out. We said, hey, I'm watching. It happened. We sold out.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
All right, thanks everybody for tuning in to the lunch break. Winning Wednesday. It is our Winning Wednesday edition, and if you're just joining us, we're extending our deepest condolences and sincere thoughts and prayers out to Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. His mother passed away this morning just after 10 o'clock, so please keep him in your prayers. All right, got a text message from Bobby Bridges. Bobby said, man, you know, it's an interesting question you bring up. I don't want to throw off the show. I'm a Yankees fan. There's been several times when I thought the Yankees had the best team, but it didn't play out come playoff time. The Dodgers, another team that has consistently had the best team, but they don't always make it to the World Series. Bobby, I agree with you. I didn't think the Astros were the best team last year, but I thought they were better than Atlanta, and it didn't play out that way. 2017 Astros were clearly the best team, and unfortunately they did stupid stuff to dampen that, but they were the best team. They had the best pitching, they had the best hitting, and a lot of folks kind of think that that's the case for them now, and they don't have the best pitching, they don't have the best hitting. In fact, Alex Bregman is hitting like 217. Yuli Gurriel's hitting like 211. You know, so their bats haven't come alive yet, but they're still not, in my opinion, the best team. So it's just all a matter of when you get healthy, when you get hot, what the other team is dealing with, and it's all part of it. You know, injuries are part of it. Suspensions are part of it. Everybody always gets goofy. Oh, Draymond, if he hadn't got suspended, it's part of it. You got to find a way to win without Draymond. You know, I think it's interesting. I think that they're going to get through this finals, and then they're going to reevaluate things with Draymond. I can see an argument where if Draymond is doing exactly what he's been doing up to this point, if they get into the fourth quarter and they're close, or, you know, it's a situation where they got to make a comeback, I can see them doing that with Draymond Green on the bench for the majority of the time. Draymond has not come up clutch like he has in the past, and Golden State has other players on that bench that are providing and contributing in a way that you would expect Draymond to do it. So if you can't get it out of Draymond, you got to get it from somewhere. And if Draymond is not mature enough to see, yo, man, the best place for me to be to help this team win is on the bench, then a whole nother conversation. But again, there have been teams that have just been monster teams through the regular season. I remember when, Carolina Panthers were 15-1. They were clearly the best team, but guess what? They ran it up against a Denver Bronco team that was better on that given Sunday. You know, back in the day, the Minnesota Vikings with Randall Cunningham and those, was it Randall Cunningham or was it the big quarterback out of Central Florida? But anyway, they were 15-1. They were 15-1, and they ended up losing in the playoffs. You know, they ended up losing in the playoffs. So there are teams that are the better teams that don't always win it all. There are players that are the better players that don't always win it all. You know, we can look at a number of players in the NBA or who retired from the NBA that were great, great, great players that don't have rings, and it doesn't mean that they weren't as great as Robert Horry, who's got 7 of them. Doesn't mean that. Doesn't mean that. They're definitely better than Robert Horry, but they just weren't, you know, come what may, they just didn't win a ring. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm like Ben Sutter III. Ben Sutter III. I think that this is going to go back to San Francisco for Game 7. I think Boston finds a way tomorrow night. I think they pull it out. Now, the question will be, what do they do? How do they do it? You know, who steps up? I keep saying Jason Tatum, but at this point, it's got to be somebody. It's got to be somebody. Somebody's got to step up and refuse to lose and do the little things well so that they don't lose. CJ, Chris, tell Chris my thoughts are with him and his family. Yeah, I'm putting that up so it'll be recorded and he can see that. He can see that. Keith Hennig, the Green Bay Packers are always great, but choke in the play. There are plenty of teams that do that, man. There are plenty of teams that do that right there. Great in the regular season, but choke. I mean, it's crazy. It's almost like that first round bye for some teams, man. They need to be playing on that first week of playoffs so that they can get that one under their belt and then be ready to go. But there have been, you know, the Dallas Cowboys, that first the rookie year for Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, man, they were what, 13-3, and you know, got into the playoffs against the Green Bay Packers, and what happened? Didn't go on. Didn't go on. Now Green Bay didn't go on either, but still. So you know, it's just interesting. It's one of the interesting things about sports, how you can have a whole regular season where a team is just dominant. A team is just dominant during the regular season, get into the playoffs, and there's another team that gets hot. It's one of the things I love about March Madness. You know, you got teams that dominate their conference, they dominate their non-conference, and then they get in the tournament, and what happens? What happens? So, you know, it's one of those things. All right. I hope y'all don't mind. I feel like wrapping up right now. Just a 30-minute show. You know, I know Chris doesn't need me right now, but you know, I've kind of got my mind all over the place with what's going on with Chris, and you know, it's he's my brother, so you know, I want to shoot another call over to him and just, you know, let him know that we're all thinking about him. So we'll just call this a short edition of Winning Wednesday. We will be kicking off the Lunch Break Weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge when the regular season of the NFL begins. So start, you know, getting ready for that. Basically what you'll need to do every week, pick the winners of each game. I'll give you a time frame when I have to have those in by, get those picks into me. And then for the Monday night game, I'll tell you which game to use, but you give me the final score, exact final score for both teams, 25, 15, 31 to 30, whatever you think it's going to be. Send that in, and that will be your tiebreaker. And if you have more right than anybody else that week, you can win $50 cash, courtesy of our sponsors. And then if you're in the top 6 at the end of the season, after week 18, those 6 people will compete for $500 cash. So we'll be kicking that off when the regular season begins. So start thinking about your picks now. Start checking out your teams through training camp and see who gets cut, who gets added, who gets traded. You know, still some big names out there trying to see where they're going to go. Baker Mayfield, Jimmy Garoppolo. There's some other folks out there. Let's see where they're going to go. and then we'll get to that. All right. So I'm going to wrap it up now. Keith Hennick, I see your message. Let me put that up so that Chris can see that if he goes back and looks at this. But we want to continue to extend our thoughts and prayers. Okay, the text just came in. Peyton Freeman. What's up, Peyton? Peyton says, hey, man, I'm a Cowboy fan, and we always think we had the best team, even when we only win 6 games. Peyton, that's a good way to end the show right there. You are right. Some of the most irrational fans in the world are Dallas Cowboy fans. In fact, if I had to list my worst fan bases in the world, and I'm not talking about just mean or nasty or anything like that, they're just irrational. They never foul, they never get in trouble, they never do anything wrong. Dallas Cowboys, New England Patriots, Golden State Warriors, by far. Dallas Cowboys, New England Patriots, and Golden State Warrior fans, just horrendous. You can't talk to them. You can't talk to them. All right, y'all. Let me wrap it up. Y'all have a good one. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. Nothing you can do about it except join me here tomorrow for Throwback Thursday. I'll definitely be doing that solo unless I can get somebody else to sit in for Chris. But please, y'all, extend your thoughts and your sincere prayers out to him and his family. All right, y'all, let me go with this right here.
Hey, everybody, we have an announcement to make.
We sold out. We told you we were going to sell out, and you missed it. It's your fault. It's your fault.
We are officially sold out. Ah!
Sold out.
Sold out.
How long I been saying it? How long I been saying it? We finna sell out. We said, hey, I'm watching. It happened. We sold out.
With what you need to know. Today is Wednesday, June 15th, 2022. Number 1. White men believed to be members of a white supremacist group were arrested over the weekend near a gay pride event in northwest Idaho. Coeur d'Alene police report that 31 individuals linked to the white nationalist group known as the Patriot Front were planning to riot the event. The men, all wearing khaki pants and navy blue shirts, were equipped with riot gear, including shields, shin guards, a smoke grenade, and other riot gear. Police found the white men crammed into the truck, blocks away from the LGBTQ event. Number 2. A new poll shows Joe Biden's popularity among black voters, a key part of his base, has taken a beating since the spring of 2021. It found that 7 in 10 black Americans approve of President Biden's job performance, down 8% from the 78% approval rating recorded in April of 2021. A question on the poll asked if Biden is sympathetic to the problems of black people in this country. 66% of residents replied yes, down 8% from the 74% who said yes to the same question in June of 2020. Number 3, President Joe Biden's top health official has again tested positive for COVID-19, less than a month after he came down with virus symptoms while on a trip to Germany. U.S. Health Secretary Xavier Becerra woke up with symptoms again Monday morning and tested positive afterward, according to his spokesperson. His symptoms are mild, and he's isolated in Sacramento, California. The aide said Becerra had been in California for a personal commitment. Number 4, Pride has existed for more than 50 years. Marsha P. Johnson is one of the significant heroes we have to thank for Pride Month. Marsha P. Johnson was a black trans rights activist who played a significant role in important moments for the LGBTQ+ movement, such as the Stonewall protest. Read more about her in the What You Need to Know newsletter. Number 5, the family and friends of TJ Baker are asking for the public's help in locating her. The 23-year-old has been missing from New York, since May 1st. TJ, a college student from New York City, traveled to Washington, D.C. on May 1st, and aside from a mysterious phone call for help, has not been heard from since. She was last seen wearing a black sweater, gray shorts, and a white top. Anyone with information about TJ's disappearance, please go to the Black and Missing website. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Allow the light within you to bless those around you. Woo! Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with the man of the world, Stephen Hill, the comedian of the world, Myra J., and the activist of the world, Quinn Townsend Riley, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SibylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.